Kākou Collective started because of a want to identify with my own space in a storage unit. I worked in a cubicle, but it was in a storage unit and, no windows, no doors. And I really just wanted to bring the outside in. You get caught up in your tasks and your to-dos, and you really just want to identify with your space. You just kind of want to feel like you when you go there. You don't want to feel like you're just stuck in the grind. And when you have your to-dos, like you go to the store, you get the Post-it notes, you get your planner, you do all those things, and you want to feel motivated and inspired to do like what it is that you need to do. And I really just didn't feel inspired. And when I went down, the aisles of like the big supermarket stores and the big box stores, like you just don't see me at Hawaii. You don't see things that you identify with. And so I just decided that I would start creating planner products and stationery products that, were just a piece of me, like things that I wanted to see. I was really lucky to have a fantastic auntie in my life, as many of us do. Auntie Vicky Holtakamine asked me through a friend to teach workshops. I had been posting pictures of my planner after I started creating some product, and I also started doodling in my planner. I started posting on Instagram, and Auntie Vicky had seen these posts. Some of them had gone viral in like Facebook groups, which was really cool. And she asked me, hey, Kea, would you be able to do a hand lettering class at Kākou Marketplace? It had just opened up and they wanted to make sure that, culture was at the center of it. And so I was like, Auntie, I've never actually taught a workshop before in my whole life. And she was like, no, you got it, it's okay. And I was like, no, Auntie, like I've never taught a workshop. She's like, no, you got it, it's okay. And 2 weeks later, like she had asked me like 2 weeks before the event, 2 weeks later, I had a full curriculum. I was lucky to have a background in graphic design and print production. And slowly but surely, I started like decreasing the amount of graphic design work I was doing and more just personal, art specific, whatever it is that I wanted to do type projects. And slowly but surely, I kind of, with the help of my family and, just popping up and doing those workshops, I shifted, the weight of like how much graphic design projects I had versus like personal, like workshop-based projects that I was doing. And then once COVID hit, I couldn't do workshops anymore, and that's when we made the shift to being a product-based business. Lei is pretty prominent, but my personal favorite thing to draw are ferns and leaves. I was at work and in my storage unit, I would go hiking on the weekends. I think because it was just like a pendulum swing, because you're indoors so much, you want to go outdoors, and so I would hike, and that's truly how my curiosity for plants of Hawaii really started. I would go hiking around and I would like sit and I would draw, or I would come home, I would draw based off of reference pictures. Different types of trees like koa, like those are all my favorites to draw. A friend had asked me to do a pop-up, and I had never really like had a lot of product before. I had just done the workshops, and it was once again just like the universe being in alignment and the right person being in your life at the right time. And she asked me if I would do a pop-up, and I was like, girl, I don't do product, I do workshops. Which was a really funny shift, because earlier I was like, I don't do workshops, I just do graphic design. So I told her I don't do product, and she's like, no, just, you know how to draw, just make, things that you draw. And I was like, well, I don't know what really that is, I just draw leaves and like flowers and whatever it is that I see. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm gonna make this product that I absolutely love, and worst comes to worst, if it doesn't sell, then at least I'll use it. So I really just started making things that I wanted, and I made like planner stickers that fit for the planner it is that I had, and I drew maile, ilima, kalo, palapalai, and I brought it to this makeke and we sold out. And I was completely surprised. Our lei wrap vinyl stickers are by far the most popular thing that we have. I believe that our lei wrap vinyl stickers are about to celebrate their 4th birthday. And really it started just because of graduation season. And when I think about the evolution of that, it really started because I had making stickers. That's what like the first item it is that I made. I made those planner stickers for my planner, and like the next thing was just to make vinyl stickers. And then after the vinyl stickers like were going well, then I made the lei wrap vinyl stickers, and now we have like a whole lei stand in our shop, which is really, really cool to see. We make notebooks, notepads, coloring book, weekly planners, list pads, eco-friendly tissue paper, totes, t-shirts, dry fits, windbreakers. Crazy to think that I started off with, like I said, a homemade stickers. I don't think Kākou Collective would be what it is without Made in Hawaii. We started off in 2021. That was my first Made in Hawaii booth with one booth. It was an 8x8 and it was in the parking lot. The next year, we grew to 2 booths. And then the year after that, we grew to 3 booths. And then the year after that, we grew to 4. And so every year we've grown. And it was out of a want, I think, for our community to see someone that creates original art, that storytells, that connects with their community, to be in that space. So we love Made in Hawaii because it provides us an opportunity to share about the importance of manufacturing locally, creating your own art, creating connections with your community, to have a space to kind of share and do that. It's important to buy local because you're not just buying a sticker. You're supporting someone's family. You're supporting their vision. You're supporting how they show up for their community. So for example, with Kākou Collective, a portion of the proceeds from several of our artwork go to nonprofits and organizations and efforts to continue keeping our forests healthy and advocating for Native Hawaiian people, or having keiki understand the mo'olelo and the mele of their specific ahapua'a, giving back during not just the holidays, but all year round. I'm not just drawing pakalana, I'm drawing your grandma. I'm not just drawing pikake, I'm drawing that time that you got married and you graduated. I'm not just drawing kalo, I'm drawing like the first time your keiki ever got to go to the lo'i and get their feet in the mud. I'm not just drawing like mu'u, I'm drawing like these things that you saw in your auntie's closets, and it's these memories that get to fill you up and you get to carry around with you, and you get to bring them into the space. That it's hard to bring artwork into your office space. You have such limited space, or you can't really carry things around with you, but it's easy to carry a sticker, it's easy to carry a notebook, and these things are what connect us. And that's something that I absolutely love, is that we get to create connection with our community, and I get to weave these shared stories into like what it is that we create, so that people can bring it with them and be intentional about the places that they dream and plan and build who it is that they want to be, like for today and for tomorrow too.